this is it. I know I've got the light behind me and you can't see very much, but yeah, I'm in the first kilometer of 1160, and I've been pushing through the crowds who are coming away from the Anzac Day service, and lots of well wishes, of course, and enthusiasm, which is just fantastic. This bin is really heavy, and those poles are gonna drive me mental, rattling like that. That's what you can hear on the poles that I use to pull the bin. But look, it is what it is. I might put some arrangement there just to secure them a bit more. But in the meantime, it's nice and cool. I'm going to be sweating by the time I get to the top of Bondi Road. That much I do know. This bin is super heavy. It's probably a good 10-15 kilos heavier than my training walks. So that's a challenge in and of itself. Well, I'll just have to get used to it. That's all there is to it. There's not much I can take out, to be honest. Not much at all. So I've got to deal with this. To think that I was initially considering, well, I'd bought the half-size bin, 120 litre bin, and there's just no way I would have fitted everything in that thing. Well, not even. This is full, and it's got no water in it yet. So, yeah, that's the challenge. So I'm gonna have to. I want to sort these bloody poles out here. Driving me mental already. So I'll stop this. Well, I've crested Bondi Road. Whoa. Which is the test for me as to just how difficult this the hills are going to be on this walk. And they're difficult, there's no two ways about it, but I knew that. The question was more, with the full bin, is it going to be impossibly difficult? And no, but boy, I'm not going to be slow going up the Blue Mountains, that much I do know. So, but you know what, am I in shot? Yeah. It's not that, it's not impossible. I've just got to, keep at it. Like I've always said, and Cole put on my bin, it's like eating an elephant. You just got to do it one bite at a time. And the passage of time will deal with the rest. I always say it's just the passage of time. And if you keep on walking in one direction and not turning around, well, you'll get a long way away from where you started, that's for sure. And that's my intention here. Pushing the bin, of course, is an added challenge, but it's daunting, but exciting at the same time. And then, of course, big announcement. They were trying to plan this as a surprise for me, but logistically it was just too difficult. But Colleen and my daughter were planning for her to come out and surprise me along the way somewhere, my daughter from the UK, and walk with me for a while. But it was logistically just too difficult to know where I'd be and how we can do this. But we've made a plan, and she's flying out almost a month today. And she's going to join me and do the walk from Nyngan to Cobar, which is just over 130 kilometers. So that'll be a 4-day stretch. Just father and daughter. Oh, even as I say that, I get a little choked up. Ooh, it's just wonderful that she's committing to doing that with me, and for us to spend real quality time together, over a period of 4 days on this mission. So yes, I'm just blown away. And it's something, Nyngan's a halfway point. So this is something for me to aim for and motivate me. My neighbor Vicky said last night, we were having farewell drinks, she said to me, it's like having a rabbit or a hare for the greyhounds to chase. It's the motivation to move you forward. And look, I think I wasn't short of motivation, but Vanessa coming out is just an incentive beyond comprehension for me. So yeah, wonderful news. Just, as I say, just blown away by that. I'm at Bondi Junction where that terrible event took place 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to go into it other than the tragedy of it and the senselessness of it, the sadness of it, how many people were impacted. It's something we're not used to here in Australia. And we hear about this, in the US, of course, and other large Western nations. Funnily enough, some of the Scandinavian countries are more prone to having sort of random events like that take place, more than Australia. And so it shocked the country, it really did. Bloody council buses, the noisiest things on earth. What noise polluters. The council worry about everything else. They've got rules for everything. Everything they'll have a rule for, except their own bloody buses and the noise they generate. I think that adds to half of the tension people suffer with stress. It's just noise pollution. Anyway, back to this situation. So it's a reminder. I've come back to Bondi Junction a couple of times since then, and you're reminded of that senselessness of that. Very sad. Today's Anzac Day, and right outside our place on Campbell Parade is the North Bondi Returning Servicemen's League, and they have a dawn service, and there's thousands of people that go there. I'm always taken by the show of respect and support the Australians and New Zealanders have for their soldiers. And look, that's it's a global thing in many respects, except in South Africa, where I was involved in an ongoing bush war over a number of years, and it's called the Forgotten War. It's not spoken about, it's not commemorated, because of course there was a change in government, and what was the enemy at the time have now become the government. So history gets rewritten, of course, and so there's no acknowledgement of the role played by conscripts like myself, and other members of my family and friends, school friends, who lost their lives in that era. And yes, it's not commemorated in any way, which is a tragedy. It's sad because the soldiers are the victims of war as much as anyone else. They don't choose to go. Invariably, there are professional soldiers, of course, who choose that way of life. But I was a conscript, and America had the draft. I think Australia had something similar during the Second World War, and certainly South Africa did. So it's not something people choose to go and do, is fight in a bloody war and be immersed in these conflicts. But we do. And like I said, you're as much a victim of it as anyone else. So anyway. Alrighty. Well, it is just gone 3 o'clock, 3:05, and I've got 2.4 kilometers to go on day one, and it's been hot today. I've got to say that, properly hot. So a little dehydrated because my bladder ran dry. I was too lazy to stop and fill it. Anyway, it's full now. And yeah, my left knee's giving me a bit of jip. I don't know what's going on. I put the knee guard on. Um, so I'll load myself up with some anti-inflammatory tonight, some Voltaren, and hopefully that'll sort that little issue out for me. My left knee, supposedly my good knee, and it's just sort of at the back of my knee on the inside, upper sort of back. I don't know. Anyway, I just got to power through that. So tomorrow I will dope myself up well and truly, and not too much in the way of hills. There's these slow pulls like I'm working on now ahead of me tomorrow. I've got, I'm not sure of the exact distance, but about another 30 odd Ks. Today is 34. I just budget. This is my destination for tonight. Woohoo! So that's around 34 kilometers. Been a long day. All right. So I'm on my way out of the Ibis budget at Wentworthville and kicking off day 2. Today, as I've said already, it's Emu Plains is my target. But my first target is to get a decent, well, semi-decent cup of coffee. There's a Macca's just down the road here, so I've taken some more anti-inflammatories this morning. I'm not afraid to take them, just to try and protect this knee a bit. Look, it feels a lot better this morning, and I don't have some big hills, either ups or downs. I'm of half a mind that it was the downhill that got me on that knee. I'm standing at one of the busiest intersections on this road. All right. Well, it seems I've got a wheel problem on the left side here with my rear wheel. Looks like the bearing's gone. This is not good, because that wheel's probably only done maybe 100 kilometers. The other one seems good on the right side. So I'm just hoping that it's a dud wheel that I got. And there was something about one of the wheels that did bother me when I was putting them on. It didn't go over the axle so well, and I had to just tap it on a bit. And maybe that's what did it. But it's definitely grinding away. So I'm going to have to find a Bunnings somewhere. I don't know where. Get another wheel. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it over the yapping dogs. And see what the situation is. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. That's for sure. It's definitely wobbling around more and more and more. Probably lost a couple of balls out of the ball bearing race. So yeah, one of the challenges. Okay, let's stop that. Well, I've eventually made it to Bunnings here at Minchinbury. The wheel held together. It's not fun pushing along the Great Western Highway here. There's no shoulder to the road, and it's just grass verge. I can't push along that. It'll kill me. So I'm actually pushing on the road, and it's busy, and so yeah, not ideal. Well, it is what it is. So I've got to get a new wheel, stick that on here. It won't take me long, and I'll be back on the road again. Okay. Well, I didn't film me putting the new wheels on. There's nothing to it. I'll just take those circlips out, take the washers off, and stick the wheel in. I'm going to get the other one because I want to show how the bearing has taken a strain on there. I'll throw it away, but yeah, it is. So that's the that's the side with the bearing, and here's the inside race that completely fell out, and was grinding away. So in the bin it goes. And I have 2 new wheels, and I'm keeping this one as a spare. I'm gonna put it for the time being. Well, 2 new wheels, and I've got the other one in the bin as a spare, which is adding weight, of course. But the one was just toast. It the whole bearing had collapsed, and that's a bit of a worry because, well, the first wheel that went like that on me, I'd done a good 3 maybe 400 kilometers on that one. This one lasted only maybe 100, maybe 100, 120. But as I recall, when I tried to put it on initially, it was kind of jamming a little bit on the axle, so that might have been a hint at the trouble to come. So who knows? Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. And look, worst comes to worst, I just go from Bunnings to Bunnings, and when I get to Dubbo, I buy a spare set of wheels and take them with me. You know, I don't see, because there's no chance of me getting another pair of wheels. Maybe after Cobar. I don't know if there's a Bunnings there. I'll have to check. If there is, then I can wing it as far as Cobar is concerned, and then you know, I've got at that point about 500 kilometers to go, and so I reckon another set of wheels would do me. But there's no way I can walk. There's nowhere. I'm not pushing on this verge on the side here, because it's grass. It'll kill me. That's a bit of work I don't need in my day today. So I'm hoping further down here I'll start to find a sidewalk, a concrete sidewalk that I can get onto. But for the foreseeable future, that's not happening. So I just got to contend with traffic coming at me. I'll bail off this road, quick sticks, if I have to. And I can see, you know, on some occasions, there's the police coming past. There's a lot of traffic. So you say, fair enough. It's not so easy for them to merge to the right. But invariably it is. It's easy enough, and now I've got to get off. And this is what worries me, that in doing this, you know, I bugger the front wheel up. So I don't know, let's give it a go. Maybe that cop comes and gives me an escort. That'll be something. He can't tell me to get off the road. We will say to him, where the hell am I supposed to walk? Over there, on the other side, there's nothing. On this side, there's nothing. And, people are supposed to give way to cyclists. And, if there was a cyclist on the road, it wouldn't bother them. I don't know what the hooting's about. It might be just a greeting, or it might be irritation, I don't know. But if there was a cyclist, they would just, get on with it. But because I'm pushing a wheelie bin, they just keep coming at me. Anyway. This curb is like, 30 centimeters high. So to get up onto it, to get out of their way, is a mission. Because this bin doesn't have a lot of ground clearance. And I don't want it to, because it become top heavy then. And here's an idiot coming straight at me again. Oh God. I can see a bit of concrete about half a kilometer down the road on the verge. And I'm hopeful that from there on I have something to walk on. Well, I think I'm in the last K now. Crossing the Nepean River Bridge here in Penrith. So what must we see now? I'll turn this off. That's better. Just leaving Value Suites in Emu Plains, where I stayed over last night. Very comfortable room, I've got to say. Better than Ibis budget, that's for sure. A little bit of a cheat, I'm thinking. But what the heck? Lyndon offered to come out here to Emu Plains, or while I'm on the road, stop by me and pick up the camping gear that I've got in the bin, since I'm not going to be using it for a few days, just to lighten the load. And then once I'm at the top of the mountains, to come and drop that off for me. So which is just a great offer, I must say. What a star that guy is. So he's going to drive out later on this morning, meet me somewhere on the road where I can offload this. So I'm still pushing the wheelie bin, but it's just not got a full load. So you could argue I'm cheating, but the bin's still being pushed. Alright, well, I'm leaving Emu Plains, having dropped my camping gear off with Lyndon in his car. He's very kindly come out, as I've said, and relieved me of a huge amount of weight in my bin. So yeah, it's positively what an experience to push this now without that weight in. All that I've got in there right now are my clothes and food. I could have taken that out too, but you know, like last night in the motel, I didn't feel like going out, so I just had one of my on-track meals, the bolognese, mince bolognese, which was nice. It was, I think, of the meals that I've had of theirs, I think I prefer the chicken, the ginger coconut chicken, I think it's called, and the sweet and sour pork. I'm about to hit the mountain proper now. Ahead is the first little pull, yeah, we just deal with it. This part is particularly challenging. There's a bit of a zigzag road going up for a little bit, which is very sharp up, you know, and then it's just a continual pull. So, but at least I'm not pushing that huge load. Anyway, still a bit of a haze from yesterday's backburning here in the bush, in the Blue Mountains, yes, not too bad. You can just sort of smell it in the air, but then my sense of smell isn't as acute as some others. We shall remain nameless, Colleen. Yeah, this is a proper climb here. Yowza. Even with this light bin, it's a decent climb. So I have this technique because, you know, when you're pushing uphill like this, you don't want to be in a constant stoop, which is a natural kind of lean into it posture. And I was worried that that would kill my back. So what I do is I try and keep my back as straight as I can, and then push the bin ahead with my arms like this and just walk up to it a little bit. And it makes it easier, believe it or not. All right. Well, I'm at the top of the squiggly bit, I think. Good God, this was a push. I can't believe how hard that was. And that's with my bin half emptied and in Lyndon's car. I reckon it would have taken me twice, if not 3 times as long, if my bin were full. What a mission. was hoping to get some drone footage of this, but there just hasn't been an opportunity. It's still a pull. It is still such a pull up here. Yowza. The only thing that, well, there are two things that could have made this more challenging. The one is if the bin had all my camping stuff in it. That would have been something. And the other is if it was raining. Thank God that's not the case. So I must count my blessings. And look, it wasn't as if I didn't anticipate this. I knew this was coming. And I knew it was going to be hard. I just didn't know it would be this hard to do this stretch. Whew. So for those of you who want to look on the map, it's a little pull up outside of Emu Plains. You'll see the road zigzags like that. It zigzags for a good reason. Cameras never do inclines of justice. So take my word for it. This is a pull. Oh, I can see some relief coming up around the corner here. It's still very much uphill, but it does level off just a little bit. You got to be grateful for small mercies when you're doing something like this, and trust me, I am. Whew. Look, this is insanity. This is, I got to give it to people. You know, who look at me and think, what a nutcase. And it's in stretches like this that I well believe that. There were moments on my Postie ride, you know, more so when I wasn't sure that the bike was going to hold together over that distance, that I felt the same. But this is a workout of note. A workout of note. Well, I'm at the top of that stretch, as I've already said, and this is a very gentle slope up ahead of me, but by comparison it's flat. And amazingly, a guy in a Mitsubishi Pajero, white one, came past, traveling in the direction I'm going, a couple of minutes ago, and yelled out the window, "Go Gavin!" Which astounds me, because I don't know who that was. It's no one I looked at, no one I recognized. So obviously somewhere my walk has got a little bit of traction, that someone knew who I was. I'm quite taken by that. So we'll see, you know. Well, bit of an oversight on my part, so Carl has come to the rescue, thank God. Because I didn't think, you know, it would be necessary for me to book accommodation once I got onto the mountain and started to cross the mountain. What I didn't factor in was that this weekend is a holiday weekend, and all the accommodation is booked out. So, crisis time. Anyway, Carl has found me. I'm at Warrimoo right now. I've just gone past Warrimoo. Carl has found me an Airbnb room for tonight. It's a bit off the beaten track, but look, a room is a room, especially given that I got rid of my tent this morning in Lyndon's car, so I don't have the option of pitching a tent somewhere, which would have been doable, but you know, this is probably a better outcome in a way. The one is this bin is so much easier to push up these amazing hills. So yeah, and to find a suitable spot to pitch a tent might also still present a bit of a challenge, because they all seem to be private properties on either side of this road. So I'm just pushing. The Great Western Highway goes up. On the right of me is a railway. In between me and a railway line up the Blue Mountains, between me and the Great Western Highway. So this is like, I think it's called Railway Parade or something like that. And there goes the train. So yeah, there's not a lot of opportunity for me to pitch a tent along here. There's got to be two things. One is there's got to be a reasonably level piece of ground, and two, I can't be on private property. So that's the whole essence of the problem. So anyway, I've got a solution. So I've got this room at this Airbnb, albeit a bit off the beaten track a bit. It's going to give me more to walk